When you start to think about cloud-based offerings, such as Microsoft Azure, the first thing you need to understand is what is this offering actually giving you? And that can be a complicated answer because, as you'll see in the Azure environment, there's so many different things that are provided. It's kind of hard to classify. So one of the things that you'll typically see in cloud offerings is breaking up the capabilities into services and organizing those services into three fundamental types. And you've got what's called infrastructure as a service, you've got what's called platform as a service, and you've got software as a service. Now the last one, software as a service, we're not really dealing with in this course because that's really already built software, and this is a dev course, so obviously we're going to look at how to create them. So let's talk about a couple things. Let's start out talking about the infrastructure as a service. These are your lower level functionality that's provided to you within the Azure environment. So you have things like communication infrastructure, so virtual machines that you can create, virtual networks that you can create, setting up firewalls and setting up load balancing, all of that capability without having to deal with the physical components that are necessary to make that work, because the physical components are all being done within the Azure environment, and storage as well, and we'll take a look at that. Right. The next step would be the platform as a service. So you have things that are probably fairly obvious, like web hosting. And we're obviously going to take a look at a couple different ways that we can host web functionality within the Azure environment very easily. But also additional platform things like mobile connectivity, being able to create mobile applications easily, being able to set up the back end for mobile applications, doing things like push notifications, and really, again, giving you a platform whereby you're not having to do all of that work from scratch. And that's sort of a key component of a cloud-based offering. And we'll look at a number of these different platform services as well as a number of infrastructure services. Again, we're not really going to look at software as a service so much in this course. That'd be more like Office 365, etc., which would be, of course, another, course. Let's talk about these services that are available. First thing, there are a host of services to select from, and generally within an application you're not going to use all of the services. You're going to pick the services that map to that application. So maybe you're building an application where you want to highly customize the workload, so you want a virtual machine to run that on, and you also are connecting up maybe multiple virtual machines in a network. You have to work with storage, maybe some automation, whatever it is that's part of a particular application. And that's important as you go forward, as you're architecting your applications, is making sure you understand, yes, there's this wide range of services that are available within Azure, but you certainly don't need to take advantage of all of them. Now, the services that we are going to look at in this course, you can see listed here. So we're going to look at the infrastructure level with virtual machines, but we're also going to look at a lot of the platform as a service functionality. So service bus and virtual networks and storage are under infrastructure as a service. We'll look at those a little bit. Some different data related functionality, SQL Server. We'll look at DocumentDB just a little bit. We're not really going to go deep into that, or HD Insight, but we'll certainly at least talk about them a bit. So there's a number of different services that we're going to cover as we go through this course. And again, the important thing is understanding, okay, this is what's available to me. What are my needs for a particular application? And how can I take these tools that are available within the Azure environment and apply those tools to my application as I develop it?